The only people who can tell you that the weather is nice and sunshine when it is full of thunder and chaos is the white people of America. The only people who will ever tell you that the food is of good nutrition and that there is no reason to worry, whereas the reality is the food is depleting the black potential, and the drink which they distribute is poisoning the black community with DUI charges and with all sorts of medical conditions. Are the white people. You will find that white people are so quick to bring a sense of justice to anything that they claim to be good for black people, whereas any black person who knows that what they tell the black community is good for them, they would never in their lives bring that towards their own community. The white people would never indoctrinate a philosophy of food stamps to the white community. They teach their children to undergo education, to further their education, and to perhaps even expand their education to a role of a certified professional, a PhD, doctor, licensed, in order to receive the necessary income to live on appropriate terms within the white economy, to walk into a job inherited by the white economy for the white people. Whereas you will find that that level of thinking and teaching is void from the black people, who are taught to accept the token of benefits or the crumbs offered from the white people. It becomes a problem when you do your absolute best to try and hinder somebody from who they truly are and what they're really capable of. And it's for that I point out that white people have been known to not practice what they teach. They have their own covert way of saving everything that is good in their eyes for them, and while distributing nothing but systems of disaster towards those who they believe are not parts of their idea of whiteness or of culture, as far as they're concerned. I find that white people are only ever involved in black matters when they feel like they are in a power to overtake those black people, when they need to prove something, whether it's their whiteness or their status to those black people, or whether they need to inform the black man of how white they are and how black he is by speaking about an instance about the first time they dated a black guy, or they saw a black guy, or they worked with this quote-unquote one black guy, always pointing to the black man as the token black man. This is the problem that I feel like you will grow to realize once everything has been put in place, because never in history has there been anybody who has been so responsible for some of the problems inherent to the black man other than the white people. But they, as they have been cleverly maneuvered their intelligence to make the problem look like a solution. And because they make themselves look so innocent, they are so capable of manipulating the portrayal of the white image, and they are capable of perhaps making themselves look so innocent, so harmless. However, when the black man undergoes education and understands the statistics prove that the police are not harmless, that the system is not harmless, particularly towards black people, that white women are not harmless towards black people, and have, as a matter of fact, broken up several black households with their doctrines of feminism and of white supremacy. It is only until the black man actually understands the role that he plays within the white community, being that the problem inherently must be systemically rooted towards his acceptance, or let me even just say our acceptance of some of the things that white people teach black people to believe about them. And it is always in our face. You can't go anywhere in public without a white person having to prove how white they are. You can't be a black man just walking down the streets in peace. Perhaps you have your headphones in and you're just listening to a motivational speech without a white woman crossing the road thinking that you're listening to some rapper about guns and malicious intent, and covering her children thinking that you're going to go after her and attack her, whereas history has actually proven that that is a strategy that has been deployed by whites towards blacks, which is part of the reason why you had situations of mixed race house servants, and perhaps even unconsented activity between white men and black women, and perhaps very few cases of black men and white women. It is the same things that the white people have done to black people that they are afraid that the black people will do to them. And because this level of scared, fearful thinking exists within the white people, they must always make it known that they are in positions to express their fear, and in order to express their fear, they resolve that by suggesting or proving or having to always take the avenue of proving how white they are. They always have to prove it, despite the fact that all we see is white snow and white schools and white stores and white employees and white people. They feel the audacity and the need to go further and beyond the bleached white paper, and actually even put on further white, even more white than the black man is already aware of, knowing that his status is at a great fear. And the real issue really does come down to the authorities in the system who refuse this level of thinking amongst the black man, who will call the black man out if he ever puts if he ever calls the white people out. The same white people who I have to remind you who indoctrinated the Constitution, relegating him to the status of property, of merchandise, to be sold like a teddy bear, to be used like a puppet, and as a matter of fact still receives that treatment today. You have these white authorities who are in denial of their treatment towards black people, and as a result have created some sort of cover-up images through systematic procedures to keep black people incarnate to the white supremacy, and to present their innocent case to the world, to further trick black masses and to trick other people into immigrating to their economy and joining them, despite the fact that we know in history, as much as they've erased it from the black man, the evidence is clear that these tactics only revolved in the colonization of the black man, to the point where we as black people feel like we are still fighting to grow a sense of a comfort, to grow a sense of a meaning, to even gain firm ground without some white racist bigots walking down the streets and labeling us for something that they created. The black man will tell you that you go to any African man right now, and you ask him, how does he deal with illness? The black man in Africa will tell you that there are medical procedures in Africa that they take. There are family, community-related procedures within the black community that are integral to the black community that do not involve labeling a black man with a mental disorder for smoking when you're the one who gave him the license to smoke, when you're the one who imported the smoke, when you're the one who imported the drink, and you still accuse him of DUI despite labeling the store and placing the store in his neighborhood. That makes no sense to me.